Good morning, everybody, on this 20th of July, 2023. My name is Larry Jacobs, and this is Pre-K-12 Education Talk Radio. And thank you so much for being with us here today. We do appreciate it. If you're listening on the archives, I don't have to tell you this, okay? It's all our shows are archived over at ace-ed.org. That's the home website of our American Consortium for Education. Okay, American Consortium for Equity. Didn't sound right. American Consortium for Equity in Education at ace-ed.org. And we are Education Talk Radio, the voice of the organization. So I want you to know, please go over to ace-ed.org. You're cordially invited. Everything is free over there. Educators do love it. We have thousands of them that visit us on a regular basis. Our Excellence in Equity Awards is over there. Our online magazine, which is called Equity and Access, is over there. All the podcasts like this one are archived over there. So please check it out. There's a ton of information. And our editor and publisher, Maya Appleby, works every day, okay, to try to get great stuff up there on the website. So it's ace-ed.org, all about equity. We pride ourselves on being the only folks who actually focus on equity all the time. And again, I invite everybody to click on that Excellence in Equity Awards tab, because if you link over to there, you may want to nominate yourself, your colleagues, companies you work with for our awards, which is a pretty nice honor for everybody who does receive one. We have actually independent judges that do this, and it's a lot of fun, and a lot of people get honored every year. So please join in the fun over at ace-ed.org. And if you want to get in touch with me, it's Larry at ace-ed.org. Excuse me, please don't hesitate to do that. If you have an idea for a podcast, questions, comments, whatever you want, I will answer you. Okay, it's Larry at ace-ed.org. Today we're going to be talking to one of our friends from the National Association of Secondary School Principals. We got Michael Brown here. And Michael is the principal of Winters Mill High School in Westminster, Maryland. He'll be able to brag about that in a second. But for the sake of this show, he's the president of the Maryland Association of Secondary School Principals. And they just did something that was pretty darn important with the Maryland legislature when they found out that the legislature was about to pass a bill that was going to require assistant principals to teach 20% of their time. All right, and Michael and his group advocated, as well as the National Association and ASSP.org. And let's find out what it was all about. Michael, welcome to the show. I'm Larry.
Hey, Larry. How you doing, man? I appreciate you having me on.
I appreciate you being here. Okay, I really and truly do. And I said it at the beginning, so brag about Winters Mill High School in Westminster, Maryland. Go ahead. Tell us about your day job.
Hey, man, I'm loving every day right now. I'm just preparing for, another school year, man. We got done with, everybody knows coming out of the pandemic. I mean, this is like really the first, real traditional school year that we've had in quite some time. So we were gearing up for anything, man. And I like to say it was a real positive school year. Kids really rebounded, and I know it's a cliche thing to say that kids are resilient, but they really are resilient. It's like they can make adjustments on the fly and make something that to us adults may seem like it's big, seem actual small in the process. So it was really good. But Winters Mill is a rural school north of Baltimore, about 45 minutes outside of Baltimore City. I have about 1,100 students here at Winters Mill High School. It's the most diverse school in Carroll County.
Nice.
And I'm one of, I am the first African-American principal here at Winters Mill, but also only the second African-American principal for secondary schools that was ever hired at the time when I came on in 2018-19 school year. So we're doing some fantastic.
That's important.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're doing some fantastic things. I love it. I'm going into my 6th year being principal here, and the thing that I love about Winters Mill and the community here is that again, I hate to throw another cliche out there, but we like to treat each other as as family. We like to treat each other, as we're all moving towards some of the same things, and we want some of the same goals and whatnot for our community, which is the best education we possibly can have and the best experience that we can have for our students here at Winters Mill. So I want everybody to reach their dreams. We got a moniker that says it's about passion, purpose, pride. It really is about moving students to their passion and their purpose in life. And I feel like we concentrate on that, then students will be able to enjoy their educational experience here, not just be somewhere where they have to endure it. And so that's really what I'm about as a student experience. So, yeah.
Yeah, and you just said something that's really important. I know every principal and superintendent I talk to knows what I'm going to say better than I do, and that's the teacher shortage that's going out there. It's so hard to find teachers these days, and it's also a challenge with teacher retention. So many teachers are leaving. I hope that you can talk about if that's the case or not over at Winters Mill. All right, but I always say we have a captured audience to talk about our profession. Okay, we try to make kids college career ready, and I don't want to work on them and brainwash them, but I want them to seriously think about education, okay, as a profession. And what you said a minute ago struck me, because if you don't enjoy school as a student, you're certainly not going to become a teacher. All right, why do something you didn't enjoy? Okay, and the more we can make kids enjoy something, like high school, okay, K-12. All right, the better off we will all be. Okay, that just makes sense. Enjoyment and enthusiasm for the profession, etc., is really, really important these days. And I hope the kids at Winters Mill and everywhere understand, and the educators, principals, superintendents on down, the more the kids enjoy it while they're learning, the better off we're going to be in the long run for the field of education, if we can talk anybody into education as a profession. And on that note, I just do have to ask you, how we doing on teacher retention, teacher recruitment at West? You can put in an ad if you want, if you need somebody. We're talking to a lot of teachers.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. If I will say this real quick before I talk about teacher retention and recruitment is, we have to be in a place where if students don't enjoy their high school experience, how are they ever going to find what they want to do moving forward in career? And so everybody loses when students don't give it their all in school and don't really give it 100% of their focus, because that means that they're not going to find out what they're interested in. They're not going to find out what they want to do at the next level, whether that be career and or college. And that means it's going to be a failure to launch situation, or take them longer to launch into the world, which hurts everybody. It hurts the economy, it hurts everything. So for me, I just feel like it's part of my job to try to help them speed up that process and find out where they want to be and where that passion is. And look, today in 2023, I'm elated to say that there's so many more experiences for students than it was when I was in school, as far as you to get those experiences. So we got students that are able to take dual enrollment classes. We got students that are able to get full internships in high school, with reputable companies and so forth, that normally you wouldn't have been able to get some of those skills or some of those internships until you got to college when I was in school. So they're getting those things now. You're talking about almost as early as freshmen, sophomores, they're getting those things. So there's no excuses. There's no excuses for the kids, but we just got to kind of encourage them in the right way. So as far as the teacher retention part, that really hit us hard the last couple years. And I would say it definitely is remnants from, the pandemic and so forth, because, teachers went through a lot. And
it's everywhere.
I went through it with them.
You know this, Michael. It's everywhere, not just Maryland, and it's everywhere. Go ahead.
Yeah, teachers went through a lot. I know here the story was, teachers weren't ready to teach virtual. I know that's something nationally that was going on, but we weren't a school district that was even ready for, one-on-one devices. That wasn't something that we had. And so for all of that to kind of just happen overnight, and teachers to be able to hit the ball, get the ball and run with it from all of that, they were able to do those things extraordinarily well, but it took a huge toll out of the majority of teachers. And I'm talking about, teachers that historically we're closer to retirement and so forth. So
right.
where normally we were a school district that people would, enjoy to work at and will work longer than 30 years. Historically here, they'll work 35, some of them 38 years because they enjoy what they do. The kids are great, so forth. Now they're getting right at the 30 years and they're retiring and saying I'm done. So that hurts when you have an older school district with older employees. If everybody gets to 30 years and they say they're done, then you're going to have a teacher shortage, which we've been running through the last couple of years on trying to keep as many people as possible. And I also say what we run into is, and this is nationally as well. Kids aren't coming in college. They're not wanting to teach. So that's not a profession that is highly sought after for this next generation. And you could talk to kids and you can talk to them in the hallway. And there's some that will surprise me here and there and say they want to teach. And I'll be like, man, great. God bless you. You know what I mean? But most of the kids are like, they're still on doctors, lawyers, and so forth training. Sure. And that's kind of like what they want to do. And then we have some other kids that have now gotten into, being influencers and whatnot. Whether they're on Twitch or they're on YouTube channels and everything else, they're able to make. And this is something people don't understand. It's very, very lucrative. Like people can see you. People can say whatever they want to say.
It sure
but
is.
The facts of it is, you make real money. And it's very, very lucrative. I don't know how long certain things will last as far as the apps and before they move on to something else. But I think being an influencer in social media, I think is here to stay for the long haul, regardless of whatever app it's on. But there's real money to be made in that. And so it's hard to tell a kid, well, what you mean? Don't you want to go to college? Don't you want to? It's hard to say that when they're like, I'm probably making more than a teacher right now, just making videos of people watching me play a video game. I'm making money doing that. So I think us in education, we're at a pivotal point where, we have to think outside of the box. We have to get individuals that historically have not thought about teaching. We got to try to recruit those individuals. I call them second career people. I'm a second, person that's second career because I did not go to school to be an educator. I have a communications I have a communications background, but to me, that's where you're going to find.
Matters. Yeah, that matters.
You're going to find that the best people with people that historically did not think about that, but they really have a passion for working with students and helping them. So we got to get out there and leave no stone unturned. And I think we're in the process of doing those things, not only here in the school district, but I know also with my role with the president of NASSP, doing that with school leaders. Because I say, look, teachers is a shortage, but let me tell you, if you think there's a shortage with teachers, think about how hard the job is being an administrator, and think about how many people actually really want to do that. Because if you barely want to teach, you definitely don't want to do administration off of what's gone on the last several years. So we have unprecedented, turnover that's going on, throughout the state, and even our superintendents in the state of Maryland. I think we had 8 or 9 vacancies in the state of Maryland the last year and a half.
Hey, Mike, I've got a problem. I just got a signal, which I can't believe, that they're only giving me, I set this show up for 60 minutes, but they only gave me 15. Okay, that was a mistake. I want to reschedule this. I'm going to get in touch with you in about 5 minutes, and we're going to reschedule this. Okay, we'll keep this one where it is, but we're going to reschedule it. Okay, I promise you.
That's not a problem, man. It's your show. I'm good with it.
Man, I'm good with you. You're a great guest, and I'll be back to you in just a minute. So everybody, we'll continue this with Michael as soon as we can. I got to sign off on this one. I'm Larry Jacobs, and that's Michael Brown. Great guy. We're going to talk about what he did in the Maryland State Legislature. Thanks, and I'll be back to you.
All right.
Thanks, Mike.
No problem.